Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning. Good morning. And I will never get nobody name up. They was like, they was like, is that a wig? What was that? I said, I don't know. I don't do hair. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna say the other women that was in there. Some that the marriage, they was laughing at the gym with me this morning and said, we know you gonna put them hairstyles. I said, I am. So I know, because we got 130. I said, I am. I'm going to put it up there. Now, one downvote is Liddell or Kansas. I'm not messing with you.
Rocket,
but look who they said that was Crockett. You got Stephen A. Smith attacking her now. Jasmine Crockett.
Attacking our whole national. So it ain't nothing new with him. He's a fashion racist. He all that. He let you know who he is. He ain't holding him up.
But he black.
Stephen Miller ain't.
No, Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, man.
I'm talking about Stephen A. Smith. You ain't see how they said to my y'all wrong. Y'all wrong. I mean, listen, hey, some laugh with you, some laugh at you. They laughed at me plenty of times. I laughing too, shit. But, hey, it is what it is. But boy, we was rolling. They was like, you gonna put them pictures up? I said, I am. She the one brought up content. She said, are they trying to use stuff for content? I said, well, she gave it to me. But this what I wanted to say. I was watching one guy. I was looking for his video, and he was talking about like in Chicago when they raided the hotel. And I get both sides, not the hotel, the apartment complex. But and as he was breaking it down, and it was like what they doing is, what they not telling people is, and it's bad on both sides, but these was the ones that the Democrats had, and when they took them to Martha's Vineyard and everything.
Yeah.
What's up?
I just can't fathom that, right? Like, I'm still stuck on, you touch my kids, I'm touching you. It's that serious. And the fact that he's just letting this man skate by, but a dude who does something peaceful, that rallies the community to do something peaceful, right? How often do we see people today get groups of people together, rile them up, and go set them on the street? Jed gathered a group of people, got them focused, and did something productive, and he's the fucking monster? This is some bull.
Make it in this morning. Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning. Good morning, Concrete Jungle, Tony Terry, Hassan Pinchback, Mama Quill, Sweetheart Shell, Denise Cousins, the lovely Deborah Luna, Sheila loving me, Christine Chandler. Y'all, good morning, the lovely Terry Nixon. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. What's up, Common Sense, and the lovely Avis Hopkins. Thank y'all for tapping in. Vanessa, the lovely Luana Terry, how it do, what it do. You put it in the chat, we gonna speak about it. Good morning, Wanda Smith. What's been going on? I know something is driving the family crazy this morning. We ain't gonna get to the Epstein files because they don't want to talk about it. Trump then started another war. I don't know for what he started it for. So I mean, what is it?
Oh, he stated it outright in his 8-minute video, regime change, which is it is a different take. I've served under 3 different presidents.
Good morning.
One of them being Trump, but the 2016 to 2020, I didn't do jack. But, under the other 2, neither one had the gumption to say that they're just in it for regime change. So they gave everything else, every other excuse except regime change.
Concrete. What it do? Wag the dog. Trump. They didn't want themselves out there. That what's going on. They said Epstein start a war.
I did call it. I did say if we did anything, it'd be with missiles and airplanes. There's still no Army movement, still no Marine movement. They haven't even moved Marine amphibious landing ships on over yonder yet.
Thank you, Terry Nixon, for being a member for 2 months.
2 months.
Thank you.
I've seen your name green for longer than that. Did you take a break?
Nah, she be here every day. She's talking about membership. He didn't win.
In green.
And what's the thing for regime change? What's the reason for regime change? Like, what's the scenario behind that?
Well, I do believe when the protest happened, Trump said, "Don't kill folks," and folks were killed. He did say there'd be a price to pay for that. Then they tried sitting down at the negotiating table. Oh, that's pretty. And that didn't work.
Felicia, good morning. Good morning. He said protesters. Do they kill protesters here?
Here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just
We're
asking.
talking.
I'm just asking because you already know how to, I'm not going for that just because I don't want to hear that because it's gonna make me think.
Well, Mickey, did we at minimum
What's up, Mr.
drop
Class?
3,000 protesters in a week?
And once again,
no, that's Iran's fucking statement right there.
Listen, Trevor. I can show another video where they had people insurgents in there that were starting that. Now we're not gonna go with
that's
this.
That's Iran's numbers, their own reported numbers right there.
But it also said it was people that was coming in starting stuff. Did you forget that? You seem to always forget that side. That is people coming in. Because do we want me to pull the videos up again? I know you don't like to hear it, but I will pull it up again because you only come from one side, and that's just usually the side the people to say, I'm white and I say so. I'm just being honest with you. You coming from the government side. That's what it is. Basically, when you pull that up, them people just telling you we going to do this because they said this. I can pull it up. That's what I'm telling you. What I'm getting, you get it from one side. I try to get it from both sides and then come with a conclusion. So we can go ahead and pull this up if you want to. Like, we'll do this again. I have no problem with doing this again. Come on with it. Let's go with it.
No, Mick. I'm just going to take that. Go for it. What do you got?
No, I'm just saying. It is what it is. I mean, RJ Cat, I seen a lot of them celebrating. I'm not going to say they was not celebrating. I'm not going to say that they not celebrating, but it's more to it because I didn't pull it up people. I didn't pull it up ex-generals, ex-CIA people. I'm just saying, going over there, I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. I'm just being honest. When I'm just hearing we going like regime change, that ain't, you know what I'm saying, to me. And you can go what you want to say. I mean, like here, we having a conversation. That's all I'm saying. We getting in. Eventually, we're gonna have to go with boots on the ground. I'm being honest with it. I'm being, and I do feel bad for people who finna lose some kids going through this war. I hate to see that. I even feel bad for the 3 Americans that got killed. Like, this is really terrible. I'm gonna be honest with you. To me, war is gonna be terrible, and we're gonna have people on different sides looking at it. You're gonna have some who with it. Listen, I've been trying to figure. Everybody knows what politics. When Trump got in, this shit was new because he's doing. My thing is, it's terrible what's going on. I do not agree with it. We got too many things going on here. If you feel like, I'm just telling you, if you feel like, hey, listen, I'm being honest with it. I don't know. To me, what this is, I don't like it. I'm gonna be honest with it. I don't like it. We getting in it, and it's not looking good, in my humble opinion. Judge boy, I don't understand how we going in. I asked this last time, well, why we going over there to mess with that? It's not real. No, you know what, Felicia, I did miss it. My bad. I'm sorry about that. Matter of fact, I know I missed it. I'm only seeing half the chat. Let me see. No, I didn't see. I got to come back out, Felicia, because mine's. I'm. Hold on. Let me come right back out. Okay, repost it because I'm seeing only half the chat. I'm trying to see who could. But listen, and I'm an American. I'm an American. I do not like seeing when people have to go to war. We did the same thing. What's up, Demetri Patton? We just gonna do the same thing. We just gonna justify it, and then as soon as we see some people like. Even with them 3 American soldiers, you think they family proud of that? That they got to go bury some kids coming back for something that could have been avoided? I don't even like. I see little slick ass Hakeem Jeffries. They don't want to. He was holding stuff up for the war powers. See, it's a lot of games being played. You know what? I didn't like none of them, to be honest with you. You know, I don't like it at all. We have always, but it's not going to be right. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be right. I hope don't none of it. I have to lose no family members over it, and I probably do. I know I got family members that's in the military. That's not real. And even with this, we better fill up gas. Why we got to fill up gas? And we supposed to got all this oil.
Let me pull up a map for you.
I'm just trying to figure out why, because gas prices. You know who finna suffer? The people in the United States. Gas going up, groceries finna go up. You already finna see how people finna panic. They finna get right off into some hysteria and have people running. Like this is really finna be just a terrible situation. Look, 19, they did the same thing Troy ran. When we don't do research, we have. I don't get it. I'm not a war veteran. I'm just looking at it, what we got going on. I'm looking at the people complaining. I'm looking at what's this right here you pulling up.
That right there is why oil prices will go up for a while. The Strait of Hormuz.
Now, I know they're shutting it down, but this is the point that I'm saying. It's not going to hurt the rich people, Trevor. It's going to hurt people at the bottom. When do we say enough is enough? And I'll give you another stat. I don't think half the country want to go do this war.
Okay. I don't think anyone wanted to go to war.
So why are we even over there? That's the point I want to know again. Can you tell me again why are we over here fighting this war?
Just because we don't want to doesn't mean that it wasn't something that was going to happen. One. Iran signed the Non-Nuclear Proliferation Treaty in 1978, saying that they would not try to get nuclear weapons. They have yet to say they would stop, even after Operation Midnight Hammer. Hey, they signed the treaty. Number two, they wouldn't limit the amount of ballistic missiles they had. Number three, most of the region sees them as an existential threat. Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, God, let me see who else. Bahrain. We can just knock those out, though, because Bahrain is where the U.S. Fifth Fleet is stationed. So we'll call them United States for this. How about Kuwait, Jordan? Most of all of them see Iran as a threat. Not to mention their destabilizing effects with the people that they support, such as Hamas, Hezbollah. The terror networks that were attacking me in Afghanistan, they weren't even there to liberate Afghanistan. They're just there to fucking kill me. But c'est la vie.
And that's my biggest thing with it right there. Damn, I'm let me get the right person name up here. Let me Marcia. That's why. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Somebody put it up in here. Let me see. Because you don't know, man, we got some. I'm not trying to be funny or nothing. I'm being honest. Our borders are not, like you've been saying, if the border is not protected. Do you understand the mass confusion that that we cause in going into somebody else's country again? And all that you said they didn't sign this. I just find it, to me, that's not. Can any of them missiles reach over here to America from Iran?
They're trying. They do have a space program that is specifically designed for their ballistic missiles, not to put people in space, not to put satellites. It is specifically for their ballistic missiles. You get a missile up high enough, and it can reach anywhere in the world. From the United States to Tehran is only 7,000 miles. You realize it took me 2 days to drive 1,400. About what?
Okay.
A third?
Let's see this right here.
Distance.
Then we have a nuclear deal. And this from winter. Then we have a nuclear deal with them when Obama was in office during Trump first term. He came in and ripped it up. Then they could never come to
Because
an
they enriched the uranium higher than what the deal was. We had a deal. We said we'll give you money. We will loosen our restrictions. You can have nuclear power as long as you don't enrich past 60%.
Here we go. I'm looking at with jelly donuts. I'm thinking I'm saying jelly o donuts. Missiles are not going to hit the United States. It's the people who are already living inside the United States. Those sleeper cells. If you are a former military, you know this. See, and let me go back to this. It's like we are at this from we are at war because Trump wants to be seen and keep us from talking about the Epstein files. Wow. There's always an excuse. Facts, because like I said, I could go pull up with everything Trevor just said. That can be debunked. I'm just saying both sides can make
Debunked or disputed, there's a big difference between the two.
Yeah, I'm
Debunked
just
is
saying.
proven wrong.
No, I'm just saying both sides because I got another side that's saying they met everything and said they wasn't enriching it like that. And I can pull the video up if we got to go through this again. To me, even though we saying, I mean, everything what you laid out is from what you was told. To me, it's still you cannot go in somebody else's country and just because you dictated saying, okay, if this is how they treat their people. And I bring it back up because anybody can come right back and point at the United States. And listen, nobody can look in the mirror. No nation ain't got no flaws, is what I'm saying. The point I'm trying to make. Everything you just said, have they dropped nuclear weapons on other people or them other countries around them? Iran.
No, because they don't have them yet. They
Okay,
have
so
said in the past they would use them. They had promised to use them.
okay, but why did they say they would use them?
Well, one, they didn't believe that Israel has a right to exist. That's neither here nor there.
Right.
But they did say they would use them on Israel.
Oh, okay. My bad. Let me hold up for a minute. Thank you, Felice. I know I came in a little rough. Mickey's Roll Call is sponsored by Jackie Ormez for being the first woman cartoonist in the U.S. She shattered boundaries with every stroke. Women's History Month. Thank you, beloved. Thank you for time to lighten it back up. But once again, I hear what you're saying. Y'all crazy to say this about the Epstein file. They had years. The Democrats exposed those files. That was never coming out. Okay, let's go right here. Okay, Jelly said, what about
Next
North
door to
Korea?
China.
Though? They have nukes, and they said they will use them.
Next door to China.
So they're all right to have them.
No. But this does soften up China. You realize after the yoinking of Maduro from Venezuela and bringing them closer to us, which cut off a lot of Chinese ties, as well as cutting off Iran, a key member of BRICS, that has cut off 20% of the oil going to China. And 20% of China's imports.
So you don't think this going to become even a more, you don't think you're going to draw other people into this war?
I think if China hasn't already responded, they won't.
Okay. Do Israel have nuclear weapons?
They have never said they did, and no one else has confirmed.
But they've been asking for them to come to the table. They won't let the people in to even check theirs, right?
I could take a look.
Okay, And we pray for your for Sheila. Like I say, this is just downright diabolical. I mean, Jelly, we know they do, but we know they just ain't. You know what I'm saying? I get it, and I'm not knocking. But I do believe the reason people gonna have nukes. That's just for if you try to nuke me, I'm gonna nuke you. Oh, Linda, we pray for your nephew too. Like I said, and yours too, Sheila. Like I say, I hate it. Like I said, I hate it for them three that just happened over there. Like this is really finna be downright nasty. And
Israel, according to the Center for Arms Control and Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, says Israel refuses to allow inspectors in to maintain a policy of nuclear ambiguity. In other words, if people don't know if they have them or not, they're less likely to attack.
But they won't let them in. But why you want to
That's the
go in
reason.
somebody else?
Even
Shit.
if you don't have them, it's a bluff.
And I'm looking at supposedly Israel has 90 warheads. Why is Pakistan and India okay with having nukes?
That one, I do not know. Other than we couldn't really do much with India because it's right next door to China, and China definitely wanted them to have something to keep our attention away, and then we allowed Pakistan to get them just as a counter to India. Yes, there can be an election if war has been declared. There has been several before.
I'm just listen, family. I don't like it. I'm not gonna sit up here and say ain't nothing I can do anyway. It's gonna be what it is. We not the ones in here saying who can stop. We can't. We ain't got no say so. And you know what, Sheila, I'm with you. I do agree with that. I do. People feel like the ones who do support it should be on the front line. This will stop a lot of this madness, man. This ain't benefiting nobody. Like I say, gas finna go up, cost of living finna go up. Yeah, nah, I don't like it. What's up, no trouble. Thank you for tapping in. I didn't like it. I'm just saying we kill people like it's nothing. And it don't make sense. I'm just saying it don't make sense. I'm not gonna sit up here and sugarcoat it. Because I'm trying to figure out if it ain't got nothing to do with America, why is we over there again? That's not that, you know what I'm saying? And just coming in, yeah, I didn't vote for the winning side. And I'm not gonna say I did. I voted for Kamala. But I don't think if Kamala got in, we wasn't gonna go over in that war. I'm not gonna say it wasn't gonna happen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think it wasn't gonna happen, but a lot of this stuff that's going on, and then people when you seeing stuff that's was really going on, you seeing schools being hit by rockets. Like, do anybody understand that a school being hit by a rocket?
By their own rocket. Give me a second. I'll pull up the Telegram chat. Daya TV. God, I've got so many fucking tabs open. Is this it? Nope.
Yeah, like and Dimitri, I'm with you. I don't agree with innocent people getting killed. Like this stuff is just so downright terrible. You know what I'm saying? Both sides gonna say they didn't do it. That I do know. Both sides gonna say we didn't do this, and it's gonna be. See, I don't like when you getting down to that. I don't know who to believe now.
Jeez Louise. All right. Let's go ahead and close some of these tabs so I can find it. Cancel. Share screen. Daya. Funky. Nope. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Now let's see if I can find it. Nope. Try again. Might just. Here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Missile strike on a well-known school. Not going to try this. The name in Manib County, Hormozagan province. In the aftermath of the U.S.-Israel strike on Iran has been confirmed, but the attribution of which force struck the school remains unclear. Message circulating on Telegram post what appears to be IRGC-run channels state that IRGC Aerospace Force missile struck the school and described the incident as an unintentional mistake, adding that serious action will be taken against those responsible. Daya has reviewed the circulating screenshots and published full word-for-word translation below. While the authenticity of the Telegram channel ownership cannot be independently confirmed in real time. The language in the post aligns with official style IRGC communications and is widely shared by accounts citing the channel as IRGC affiliated. I'm not going to go word for word. I'm going to go with the literal translation. A missile from the Aerospace Force of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps struck a school in Manib County, Hormozgan province. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps announced that it was an unintentional mistake and that serious action will be taken against those responsible.
So it was by their own. They hit it themselves.
Yeah. It was an air defense missile, apparently.
Who
they shot it. They shot that missile at another missile. It failed and came right back down. Remember, they used Russian tech, and I've seen videos of that nonstop in Ukraine.
Yeah, that ain't what
if I wasn't afraid of getting us demonetized, I'd pull up funker videos of it.
Yeah, because I got some right on YouTube right now where it said tragedy unfolds, school hit by missile, but it says it's not sure if it was Israel or U.S. I'm looking at it right now, so I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know which one.
Let me see. My wife also sent me something about it.
Yeah, I don't.
Which is.
So I'm trying to figure it out.
I don't usually watch these creators, but
yeah.
All right, close this out.
It said U.S. cruise missiles palm and that girl school. So you know, that's what one
right.
news. I'm looking at
these two happen to be some folks that my wife watches. Jeffrey Mead on X and Alexander something or Xander something.
Yeah, I'm looking at this.
Slightly strong language. Just as a heads up. Oh, is that all the volume I can get out of this? Because I know they aren't going to be able to hear it. All right, well, he does show a picture. You can just see the loop-de-loop there. S300s do that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Here we go.
Yeah, that part is irrelevant to the missile.
Mm-hmm.
Common sense, I only heard of an F-15 crashing in Kuwait. You got anything on the other
two? There was two of them.
Yeah, all I've heard is an F-15 so far. Let me take a look at the rest. Yep, 3 U.S. fighter jets accidentally shot down by Kuwaiti air defenses. That's CNN. Let's see who else is reporting on it.
Yeah.
Times, Forbes, BBC, NBC, Reuters. Not surprised. All three being F-15s is a little odd.
Like I said, this thing finna go all the way live. So I mean, I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but I just wish it wouldn't have to be that what they saying is. I still don't go with I'm still not going with, because they said this is what they didn't do. They said Bloomberg reported 3 shot down by Kuwaiti government as a mistake. 3 So I couldn't hear you guys know way more. I listen.
And no, Iran hasn't destroyed everything. They've launched ballistic missiles. Most have been intercepted. They've launched drones. Most have been intercepted. A few have hit some bases, but only 2 Americans killed. They did not destroy jack.
Let me look. It said Al Jazeera report 2 schools hit in Iran by Israeli strikes. I mean, but you know, we never gonna get.
I'm sorry. I know our weapon systems, and we sell them pretty one to one with Israel. So they don't make mistakes that big. A Tomahawk cruise missile, one of our older cruise missiles, can hit a target within 8 meters, or 7 yards, or 21 feet.
I'm like, once again, like I say, both sides gonna say they didn't do it. It's gonna be coming from both sides. I'm
Executive orders can't stop midterm elections, concrete jungle. Executive orders are to order the executive branch and its agencies. Executive branch doesn't control elections, therefore he can't stop midterm elections.
I can understand why. And listen, like I say, my thing is, if Iran wasn't doing nothing to us, why are we over there? You telling me them not having no nuclear weapons when I'm seeing everybody else having nuclear weapons, and
You just said they ain't done nothing to us.
yeah, I'm trying to see what have they done. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. What have they done?
They back and arm the Houthis, and the Houthis have shot at U.S. ships for the past several years. So they have done shit to us. They've also supplied fighters in Iraq and Afghanistan who were there just to kill Americans from 2001 to 2020. Well, 2021. They have done stuff to us.
Okay, now let me rephrase it then. Why are we over there? If we wasn't in Iraq, the Houthis couldn't be shooting at us, could they?
The Houthis were shooting at international shipping. U.S., as well, pretty much the guarantor of free shipping across the globe, was there to secure that shipping lane after the Houthis started shooting at civilian ships in international waters. As in cargo ships.
That's it. Now let me say, I'm aware of that, but that hasn't stopped him from acting on his own and pushing the Constitution to its limits, Marty. I'm looking at. Look, I just feel like this. We in it, and it's terrible. It is really terrible. I get it right now. I get it. Maybe a couple is dead. Maybe a couple is dead. Maybe a couple is dead. But when that couple turn into 100, is we gonna still be having this like that ain't nothing? Like right now, it's two. Maybe what it's some say three, you say two. What's gonna happen when it turn into 100? What's gonna happen if we over there like we was in Afghanistan and Iraq for over 20 years?
We don't have troops in the area. Not enough. We didn't line them up on the borders. I doubt we're actually going to put troops in there. The only people I can even assume are in or near right now is ATACMS crews and HIMARS, the missile trucks that we gave our Ukraine. We have several ourselves. They're running around the desert of Iraq with Iraqi permission. And then people actually inside Iran, I have to say JTACs to coordinate air attacks, as well as U.S. Army Special Forces Group 5, also known as Legion. They're there to arm and train revolutionaries. You know, when Trump said, take back your country, wait for the sign, they're being trained. More than likely, we're decimating their entire government organization and military and just going to let people take over.
But
why do we need troops there?
Like it hasn't been working.
Because we keep on throwing troops there. And this time, it's just fuck it. You know what? We get stuck into these forever wars. We're going to do all the damage. We're going to destroy it. Here you go. Build it up yourselves.
To me, I just feel like we haven't learned our lesson, and we don't. And I'm gonna be honest, y'all might think I came and we had no reason to go tell other people what they can do in their country when we do shit here. I don't get it. That just because we said, to me it's like with Trump, you wanted to undo everything Obama did. Was it? I got a question for you. I see what you said, Mama Quill. Was there imminent danger for America? Where we had to go over there and strike Iran.
They have launched missiles at our bases before. Now, to homeland, not that I can think of at the moment, but do you wait until cancer spreads throughout the body before you cut it out? These folks have said death to America for a long fucking time. They've started developing missiles using a space program. They've said that they're going to try to get nukes. When someone says, I'm going to kill you, do you sit there and you wait for them to actually try, or do you act?
Why would they say we're going to death to America, Trevor? It had to be a reason. Now, don't nobody just say death to America for no reason. Now, why would they say that? Have America been meddling in over there in Iran affairs?
Yeah, pretty much since they took over, when they took several U.S. people from embassies and college students hostage the day they took over.
You talk about when they had put their proxy leader in, the Shah? Is that
no, after that.
No, but then
when the Ayatollah took over.
Yeah, but why did they take over? Didn't they take their country back from somebody that they felt was a puppet, was put in?
1950s, that was Britain, not the United States.
But wouldn't that a puppet that they put in? Well, let's say Britain. Okay, you say Britain put them in. Britain put them in. So if they went and the people went and did and took back over, whichever group did it, if they went and took their country back and took a person out who they felt must have evidently something the Shah of Iran was doing for him to be took out of, for the people to turn against him.
Well, let's see why they said they took over, because I have an inkling, but we'll see if I'm right or not. All right. Of 1979 happened. Widespread cross-societal dissatisfaction with Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi's autocratic rule, aggressive westernization, and perceived status as a puppet. Massive protests were fueled by economic equality, corruption, and repressive actions of the Savak secret police.
Well, that sums it up why they took him out, why they wanted him out.
Okay. Oh, that last part isn't what they've recently been doing kind of an echo of that with the way that they treat their protesters there, except now they've disarmed the population. Now the population has no way to fight back.
You said there's no way for the population to fight back.
They're pretty disarmed over there.
Yeah.
God, what is the name of that fucking group? Oh, they still have Vivek, but there's another one. Then they have the Faraja.
We might be. Let me do this again. We could be anything. Two things can be true at one time.
He was talking about him yesterday.
Yeah. I'm gonna go try to put this up for us right here. Sometimes we have to go ahead. Let me get started back from the beginning. I got it for us, family, because I'm saying I got what you saying. You saying the protest, right? And this what we
part of it.
Yeah, you said the protest. Like we gonna
quads.
Okay, we gonna pull it up. What's up, Michael Cooley? Thank y'all for tapping in. Family, if y'all mad, I might have came in, but I'm telling you what I'm feeling. Let me bring this in, because I'm gonna give it to you. This ain't what Mickey said. This is a former CIA agent, John Kukalu, if I'm wrong, but we're gonna go with this protest on what was said. We're gonna figure this out together, family. Let me play this.
And we're only getting the Israeli side.
Right.
The Israelis are backing Reza Pahlavi. The Israelis are backing these so-called human rights organizations. The Israelis are the ones demanding that U.S. policy be that Iran doesn't have any missiles. So we just have to be very careful.
Well, let's talk about Iran, because there's a lot of reports coming out that Iran is killing their protesters. And somehow, even though it took over a year for the United States to get an accurate count of how many people died on 9/11, then in 5 seconds, they've got an accurate count of how many people are being killed in Iran. But here is Iraqi Christian Foundation says there is no difference between the Iraq war and the current U.S. drive towards war with Iran. just as with Iran, starvation sanctions were used against the Iraqi population for many years, pre-2003. Western media pushed the same propaganda about Iraq's government pre-war. Neocons became obsessed with Iraq to an evil degree for decades, and terrorists were trained by the CIA to infiltrate and terrorize Iraq pre-war. The Chaldean Catholics being the terrorist first targets. Another forever war may start soon, no different than previous forever wars, something Donald Trump promised he wouldn't let happen. And of course, that's exactly what's happening. And I just want to, real quick, from the gray zone, Western media is whitewashing deadly riots in Iran, relying on U.S. government-funded regime change NGOs. NGOs are non-governmental organizations. So here's the former CIA agent John Kiriakou. He's going to let us know that when they tell you that the Iran is killing their own people right now, and that's being used as the reason why we have to go in, because we care about the Iranian people. That's what this is all about. We really care about them, just like we care about the Venezuelan people, just like we cared about the Syrian people, just like we cared about the Iraqi people, just like, so it's all a big yank. It's the same stupid story. And so here's what John Kiriakou has to say, where they're getting their numbers from. Listen to where they're getting their numbers from, the U.S. media.
Times, CNN, the Wall Street Journal. I looked at them all last night. And they're all saying, oh my God, it's murder in the streets in Iran. Oh my God. This human rights organization is saying, 172 dead. Okay, that human rights organization is based in London. And it's funded by Israelis and Iranians in exile. And then, oh my God, there's this other human rights organization that's saying 500 dead. Yeah, that one's in Washington. And they take money from the CIA. So you can't.
So there's no reliable information.
There's no reliable information. Now, are people being killed in Iran? Absolutely, yes. But think of this too. Do we know that these people aren't being killed by Israeli-backed protesters? Because the Israelis have been bragging over the weekend that they're the ones backing the protesters. And I'll add another thing that literally no one is reporting. Protesters set on fire 48 fire engines in Tehran.
Now, two things could be true. Either they lying. I mean, like I said, you're going to get it from both sides, but I ain't want to just get it from, you know what I'm saying, from the liberal side. That's why I went with the conservative side.
That's why I'm looking at Iran Insight. That's the Iranian website I was showing you last week. These are people in Iran who said close to 30,000 dead. These are folks that had cell phones, were filming. Hell, I got to see a wonderful one when I watched combat footage this weekend. It was of a man beheading another man with a garden instrument, wearing an Iranian Republic Guard uniform. He was using a hoe.
Yeah, I mean, but all that could be true. I'm not saying it, but is it true? Could some of the
and then his first point: how did the United States know so fast? Well, internet is far more prolific in 2026 than it was in 2001. Cell phones are absolutely everywhere with internet access. So that point kind of dies out after 20 years. And I'm sorry, but he may say CIA and Mossad, which very true. They could be very well in there. But saying that all the people in there were CIA and Mossad? Right here. In a statement on January 25th, the editorial board of Iran International said more than 36,500 people were killed. Iran International. These are actual people living in Iran.
I'm looking at say,
as compared to a dude who says he's CIA. Sounds like he's got a Brooklyn accent.
It says Iranian Prime PM said it was approximately 3,500 killed.
Okay. I would like to know a protest in United States history in the past 20 years that had 3,500 killed. Well, even all these No Kings protests, I don't think anyone was killed. ICE, we've heard of 3 so far. Maybe 4. And then an idiot that picked up a flashbang and blew off her own fucking fingers.
But I would say this though, but I would be more I would be more worried about us seeing we getting finding black people being hung from trees with their insides missing. I think that would be more of me worrying about what's going on in another country overseas. Oh, me. You know what I'm
You
saying? I'm
think
just
the
saying,
U.S. government can't do multiple things at once?
but they ain't. We just had them government down there, down in Mississippi, where they said, and where the people had to do an independent, what's the name? Because the police down there, he committed suicide. We got the family from down in Georgia with a young man, Kenneth, I think Kenneth Johnson, but it's going on 12 years later. They trying to get what he miraculously wrapped himself up in a rolling mat in a high school. I mean, they can do two things, but they seem like they're not moving fast on them. It seems like they're not moving fast on them. We overlooked that. Even with the ICE situation. And we done been down this situation. What happened in California, swept up under the rug. What happened in Minnesota became a big issue, but now it's kind of died down. I'm just saying we can make excuses and say we can do, make excuse. Yeah, we can do this, but we over there. We worrying about something going on over there. Look at this problem we've been having with racism here. We should have been fixed this. This my thing. What I'm saying, we can go have sympathy for other people in other countries, but we don't have no sympathy. We got people. Listen, we got people dying here from drinking this Flint water. That's imminent danger.
And you can thank your local government for that, telling everyone the water's fine, saying the crisis is over.
But that
now you're having city council fight just to get 3 blocks, 2 blocks, 3 blocks tested.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You would think.
I would think that the federal government should be stepping in on every city. No, that is a local problem, and that should be taken care of by local government. And unfortunately, the fact that it hasn't been taken care of by local government shows 3 failed administrations, 4 if you count the one that actually implemented it, as well as several councils that failed. If you want honest truth, and then several state reps that failed.
No, I would rather you tell the truth than lie. What the fuck we doing?
That's the honest truth. They have failed. Now, at this point, you can try to vote in another mayor and try to get them to play the game and listen to the people. They won't. Money controls that. If you say, oh, hey, yeah, by the way, we actually didn't fix everything we were supposed to, people are still dying, then you're held in contempt of court. The state's held in contempt of court. They're never going to admit it. You might get someone like Maurice Davis. I asked him last night. Unfortunately, he didn't have time to answer because he was on the phone. If he would put a resolution forward asking for the mayor to claim a state of emergency to get state funds to replace people's pipes inside their homes, we'll see if anything comes of that. But really, that's on your local government. You want the federal government to do something about it. Hell, anytime the federal government steps in to do anything, people scream and cry about it, whether it was Obama actually doing something with, let's say, something nice like the American Care Act or, ACA. People cried about it, bitched about it. Or Trump doing something about immigration. People cried about it, bitched about it. Anytime the federal government does something in state or city, people cry. People bitch, moan, and complain.
But we have to be honest about far as the immigration part, though, Trevor. I can't let it go. I can't. I'm not gonna sit up here and sugarcoat it with it. And I don't care who like it or don't. I understand him saying you want the Latinos out, right? But at the same time, you can't be shipping in white families when you talking about you putting out brown. I'm just telling you how it look, and this were to come back to the race. And you can justify, you can say we got so many, right? But you're gonna bring in some more white families. Listen, I'm not mad. I get it. I don't run nothing, so I can't say. But if you saying we overloaded, that means you can't bring in no more people. You can't justify bringing in more people, or are we just playing this the game that we playing again? this is what we going back to again. Because I got some videos that I really can go. I got it from X to go right at the Democrats. Back when they did the voting rights, when we weren't even paying attention, they was sliding stuff in for hiring immigrants. I got the video right on X. I think I shared it to my Facebook page. No, I'm not gonna sit up there and play this game if we saying we want them out. If you saying we got to get these people out, well then why are you bringing the Afrikaners in then?
No,
Explain that to
I
me.
haven't really looked at why they're bringing in Afrikaners, fucking white folks from South Africa. I have heard, as my wife listens to conservative podcasts moving about the house while I'm doing other shit, such as this weekend when I was doing plumbing, that there is violence. All I've heard. And I can tell you, I give a rat's ass about them about as much as I give a rat's ass about a Ukrainian or a rat's ass about anything else. But it's what the government going to do. However,
Go ahead.
Looking at scales, 200 families versus millions. And I'm not just talking about Hispanics, because I hate calling them Latinx. Hell, use their own fucking language, right? Hispanics, Latin. Let's stop trying to white this shit up. It pisses me off when folks of my skin color try changing the way other people speak about themselves. Fuck off. Okay? I'm talking about Hispanics. I'm talking about Asians. I'm talking about white people from Europe. I'm talking about anyone from any other place not in this country being shipped in just to change a voting demographic. Or, as I keep hearing Democrats say, mind you, white Democrats, who's going to pick the tomatoes? Well, shit, that sounds like something the Democrats were saying in the 1800s. Who's going to pick the X? Oh, happens to be a Democrat every fucking time. Who knew? Oh, I can't afford to actually hire people and, give them a decent wage. I can't afford to go get a tractor. Let's just import people. Same argument that you would hear in the 1800s.
No, like I said, I'm looking at it, and I'm just saying this is why what people are saying, the government. Like I just told you, Hakeem Jeffries, he's so slick. That's one of the slickest snakes in America to me. But he a Democrat and he taking money. Like I said, I'm gonna call
Not
him
your
out.
nerve. Not your nerve. I got 2 wows in chat from calling that out.
Nah, it just. But I'm saying this is what people looking at. So when you got Trump doing this, like I said, they was calling Obama the porter in chief.
Yeah, he hit what, 1 million in 4 years?
And I'm not mad. Like I said, if you're gonna do it the right way, do it the right way. I do.
If you're gonna do it, do it. 1 million in 4 years ain't shitty.
But you have to look at the Democrats. You got to blame them. I'm looking at how they treating Jasmine Crockett right now. She was the darling of them when she was calling out Trump. I've been watching some of the stuff.
Still on track to win her seat.
I don't think she's going. I think she.
I heard something about Republicans fucked up and they're actually propelling her to take her or keep her seat in her contest.
Well, they must want to keep her in because they seen how the Democrats been playing her, and that's what I'm saying. Not one, but she just got her wake up call, and I don't feel bad for her. For the simple fact that when you playing these games, I don't just look at them as they snakes over in the Republican Party. I look at snakes in the Democratic Party too.
All right. Mitch McConnell, no. Like, the only thing I like about Mitch is his fucking trash talk. Everything else about him is trash.
Oh, I'll tell you why, Constance. Hakeem did some little slick stuff.
I didn't keep up on that. I've heard his name pop up a few times.
Hakeem did some little slick
real
stuff.
quick, when people were saying that the Trump administration didn't inform Congress, that is technically incorrect. He informed the Gang of 8, which is 4 Democrats, 4 Republicans, 2 and 2 being from the Senate and the House. It is considered the 4 most powerful Democrats in the state or in the Senate and the House, and the 4 most powerful Republicans in the Senate and the House.
No, I like to listen. I keep telling you I voted Democrats. I don't like when I be seeing what they leadership that they be doing. Hakeem Jeffries, he do listen. They eat their own. That's just like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Mindani. I'm just saying he was on a ticket in New York. I watched Hakeem and Chuck Schumer. They really was trying to go for Chris Cuomo. They wanted him to win. I watched the little games that they did, a lot of stuff. Hakeem Jeffries didn't sit up and play, him and Chuck Schumer. You know what I'm saying?
I'll type while you keep on talking about that. That way we're not doing two
And
subjects.
then hold on, I'll give it to you on this other one with Hakeem and them done that they called him out on. It's just the games that they be playing. It's just like, man, the Democratic Party. Hold on, let me go back. I'll pull it for you. I'm gonna get it for you right now. See, we gotta be a little and I'm not saying, hey, listen, I done stuff everybody not gonna like. Believe me. Hold on, let me get this for y'all. I don't want to be wrong.
Nope, wrong numbers there.
I don't wanna let me get this right here. Let me get this. I want to get it from the right one.
And Linda Chilton was picked
Even had a few screws left over.
Yeah, let me get the right one.
If it's important, it's not worth compromising.
Him and Chuck Schumer
farmers,
did some little
quality and
slickness.
I'm gonna hit the mute on that for a second while you don't have it up.
Yeah, no, I'm waiting on these too.
Yeah, it was playing over, but
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Linda Chilton
Yeah, that's a commercial. Yeah.
hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, what happened?
But the Republicans do the same thing, so we don't have anybody in either party to trust.
I agree with you. I'm not gonna sit up here and
hit the nail on the head on that one. Also, dude, I might have to start just putting it into a business expense to get you YouTube Premium, so you don't have.
No, I was gonna get it. Hold on, here it go right here. I just ain't.
Right, I'll unmute.
I just ain't played it. I ain't played. I got it muted on this side.
Oh, I unmuted it on the underscreen.
I just saying. I just saying. Let me go back. Hold on. Let me break it down. And this was from Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries. What was that? Just 4 days ago, the vote on trying to block war powers, but they held it up. That's why I was putting it up. I was gonna put it. I didn't want to play all of it because they had commercials in it. Yeah, but it was the game that they was playing. It ain't me. I'm not trying to sit up there and knock nobody. I'm just telling you. Go
just
ahead.
As a quick reference for everyone, since 1945, the last time the United States declared war, well, when we ended our declaration of war, we declared in 1942, I believe, for World War II. Since then, we have not declared war. However, the United States has been in, at the low end, 210 conflicts. None of them have had a war declaration. That's at the low end, conservative estimates. If we go into the high end, we're looking at over 248. And many of those were actually initiated by the United States. These are more than one strike. These are usually month-long campaigns, if not longer. So this is not anything new. Precedent has been set over the past, 60, 80 years now?
Yeah, this ain't nothing new. I agree with you.
I just love going through X, right? Every time, say, last administration, Biden was doing something. Oh, he didn't tell Congress and he didn't get a declaration of war. Shut the fuck up. Not you guys in particular, but especially X. I tried going on there this week and it got my blood pressure raised. He didn't tell Congress. They didn't declare war. Past 60 years, over 200 conflicts. It's been the same with Biden. It's been the same with Trump. It's been the same with Obama, Bush. I mean, and mind you, like I said, I'm using Biden as the great example here so I can point at my own side and say, stop bitching. Right? Republicans need to stop doing that shit too. Precedent does not make it right. However, precedent does make it legal.
Yeah, but and that's the point that's the point that I'm trying to make. With America doing what it's doing, it's gonna get you're gonna lead other people to do stuff. Like Taiwan, thank you, Debbie Clark, 1.5 for the 1 to 10 twins with the $5 super chat. The point that I'm trying to make is that we study getting into these war, and it sounds like the same one. When you saw BB was that, oh, if we do this with Iraq, man, you basically destabilizing the whole Middle East, and you got allegedly, I'm just saying we can just pull it up. You got Israel study taking more land when they saying they controlling this over here. Why are we study going? Because eventually, like you saying, right, maybe right now, we might keep firing rockets. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to do boots on the ground. And that's not
I don't think we'll see it. I think you're only going to see special forces, special operations. Because if I say special forces, someone from the military is going to get on me and be like, it's not just Army, Marine Raiders. All right, cool. Special operations. So your Army Special Forces, in particular, 5th group here, there is another smaller group that does information and intelligence. They're like the Army's version of the CIA because we don't trust the CIA. You've got MARSOC, Marine Raiders, and them fun kids. You've got JTAC from the Air Force, and you probably have SEALs running around. However, they're not doing much kinetic from what I can see. From what I can see, they're doing scouting, training, and highlighting targets. JTAC, or Joint Tactical Air Control guys, they're the ones that are highlighting targets for the planes to hit, if they're not already spotted by satellite, drone, or 1,000 other ways. I don't think that you're going to see what you saw in Iraq. And, I'll put money on the line with you here, Mika. I'll put $20 down that says you will not see a United States invasion force. You might see a brigade there as peacekeeping, a brigade being about 4,000 dudes, but no bigger. There was something wrong with the deal. Once I said it earlier. Iran was only supposed to be able to enrich up to 60% because that's what you need for a nuclear reactor. They were enriching up to 90% needed for a nuclear weapon.
Who said they was up to 90%? Because like I said, I could play the other video where they said they wasn't even there. They was trying to do that. Now, this was Supreme Leader. Now, we going by what?
I was going to go by the UN on this one because the UN hates the United States. That is a source directly contradictory to what I would normally use, but the UN.
Well, like I said,
the International Atomic Energy Group.
Yeah,
the same ones that come in and inspect our shit.
Yeah, same ones Israel won't let come in and inspect theirs, right?
Because there's no legal groundwork for them to come in, because Israel's also a non-signatory state.
Yeah, they won't sign up. They did. They thumbing.
When you sign up, you, just like us, and we signed, you become subject to inspections. But they don't want to sign up because if they don't have nukes, then they're outed. If they do have nukes, then they're outed. They like the ambiguity of it. We may not. Look at my funny little hats. You can't do shit.
Yeah, but that's because they know they ain't got nobody. they know they ain't got nobody. They know the United States gonna keep saying they ain't got to do it. But I'm just saying, it's just funny.
The United States doesn't really have a say in it. It's just the legal precedent of it.
They don't. They always side with them.
Yes, side with them. But there's only one part of the UN that the United States has a direct veto on, and that is the United Nations Arms Committee, or Security Committee, which the atomic energy kids don't fall under. This is the same group that we promised to go before is the Budapest Conventions. The same group that we promised Ukraine, if Russia invaded, we would take a resolution to the Security Committee, or security, whatever the fuck. Yeah, Russia vetoed it. So your 5 permanent sitting members have permanent veto power over anything in that. So that'd be the United States, Great Britain, France, China, and Russia.
Mm-hmm. But once again, I still don't see nothing that it was imminent, because we say a lot of things. That's just like we said we went over in Venezuela, took their president because they was bringing drugs, and then Trump let a person out that was selling drugs. I mean, my thing
Two things can be very true at the same time. Maybe this one that he let out that was selling drugs sold him his drugs.
And that's the point that I'm saying. We going ahead and do this, so we're gonna make another failed state. Do we? is destabilizing the Middle East, is it good for America? I'm just trying to figure out us going over there. How is this good for America?
I can think of a few ways. Number one, it
I'm
weakens
listening.
BRICS. You brought up BRICS several times. The United States has to watch out for BRICS. Well, Iran is a signatory country of BRICS, showing them to be a paper tiger. They have no coordinated military response whatsoever, as well as it weakens their international economics, which was a threat to the United States dollar. Not so much anymore since Russia is getting its shit kicked in Ukraine after, 4 or 5 years now. And then Iran falling, as well as Venezuela, was trying to be, it was an aspirant nation of BRICS. It got vetoed in 2022 by Brazil, who didn't agree with their elections, go figure. But they were still very close with BRICS. So they've been knocked down pretty hard. Next thing is security to Israel, whether you like them or not, whether you agree with them or not. I see the people in Israel are the same white folks in America and Europe. Okay. Like them or not, United States as a whole, as a country, as a government likes them. They are an ally. But when Iran keeps on sponsoring groups to go in and shoot at them, whether you agree with it or not, then you take out the people with the money and the weapons giving it to them. Once again, whether you agree with it or not.
I'm just looking at, like Concrete said, they'll leave once they set up their puppet government, or they'll be there another 20 years like in Afghanistan. But hey, the president said he wasn't going to start any new wars. All of them say that, but see, you have to look who really pushing this for,
I'm still remembering George Bush with his monkey ass face and his giant ass fucking ears, sitting there going with his fake ass Texan accent, we will enter an era of peace and prosperity around the globe. And next thing you know, I'm playing dodge the bullet. Every president says it.
Yeah.
Not every president can A, fucking predict what's going to go on in the world, or B, predict what's his cabinet's going to decide what needs to be done. Remember, president isn't really all that smart. And he's supposed to have smart people in his cabinet around him. Whether you think that President Trump's cabinet's smart or not, he has them around him to listen to.
But once again, and I'm gonna say this, like I said, I'll be on X too, and I'm looking at from both sides. Like I get it from both sides. But one thing I do know is true, because I go look at history, and history is your best teacher. Both sides lie. You're not gonna know until the end is over.
You want to know what that's called?
Propaganda.
Fog of war. But yes, propaganda.
Yeah, they both.
Propaganda is part of the fog of war. Yeah. A lot of it is just information has not been correlated yet. You might get some truth out of it.
Yeah.
But not until the end.
Yeah, just like how we were saying, some of the 3 people killed. It was like 5 severe injured. You know what I'm saying? Then our bases is being hit over there. America probably not reporting that. Because like when Trump was talking, he wanted to wait a few days. Like I say, wait till them 3 turn into hundreds. Wait till them hundreds turn into 200s. We've been through these wars. Is all I'm saying is we've been through these.
So the casualties you're remembering from Iraq and Afghanistan were from insurgency, roadside bombs, fucking ambushes. And I'm not saying that that's, cowardly or anything of the sort, because we were dropping bombs from 30,000 feet. How's a guy with a rifle supposed to take out an airplane, right? It's just a tactic. However, looking at the effectiveness of their missiles and their drones, their cruise missiles, their ballistic missiles, going from let's go from 2024, when I first moved into this house. They've been in several dust-ups with Israel, correct?
I'm assuming.
They have quite a few. However, each one of those dust-ups, very minimal damage. Now, it might be because they're buying Russian tech and Russian tech is bullshit, or it might be because American air bases and bases in the region, as well as Israel's air defense, is good enough to start swatting a lot of these things down. And let's face it, there is a certain value to having quantities of air-to-air interceptors and, a fuck ton of bullets for your C-Rams, which is just basically a A-10 Warthog gun strapped onto a trailer that tracks missiles and shoots them down. Like, both things can be true, or, you know, we may see that they can unleash a massive fucking amount and overwhelm air defenses and do some massive damage. But going off of just history of their weapon systems being used in the region in the past 5 years, they've been largely ineffective.
I just look at it like this, and I'm not knocking. I'm just saying they like Israel's coming up under bombs right now. Some of them getting through, not all of them. But do you really? My thing is, we understand the cost of life? It's not the rich people that's gonna feel it. It's the poor people that's gonna feel it, and that's my thing. It's the poor people that's gonna feel it. And I get it when people saying, do you understand, like some people coming back from PTSD? Is it ever a time like I say, we got a homeless population in America that's out of control that we can focus on. And I get it when you saying what we should let government come in. Government ought to come in, but is government going to correct government? That's the question we need to ask. Because like I say right now, Obama could have did something different. He could have said that was he could have listen. Let me tell you, if we're gonna just be honest, Obama could have changed it where when he put the law in, what could have jammed Snyder's ass up. What Snyder could have got in trouble. Because I tell you, anybody else could have came in and poisoned the water supply. They would wanted their head. And this is the point that I'm making. I'm looking at the top. Us on the bottom ain't got no. It's like you say with your mayor, your council people. But if you had judges, listen, you can't even go to the judges. When we was talking earlier, when I said when you got the coroner and the district attorneys and the police chief all in sync, say, oh, it was a suicide. Then you got to go get a family. You got to go get somebody that got money, can doing a private investigation and come find out. Oh, but we ain't heard about the police chief down there in Mississippi them fired. We ain't heard about nothing about these judges, even with here. You can see allegedly some judges be donating the campaigns, but that's the American system. You can do that. So if you didn't donate it for me, we didn't see people try to go get, but this is the so-called the system that is so perfect. When you know your system can be corrupted, when have crooks ever want to get other crooks in trouble? Because at any moment,
only for revenge.
Right. And that's the only reason they mad at reason Trump when he brought up the Epstein files, because he was mad at the Democrats. He wanted to embarrass them. But now there's stuff coming out. Yeah, they probably leaked stuff on him because people mad at him. But that's the point that I'm saying. Do you understand where we are? Even the people here don't want to go. We talking about our Congress. I mean, our mayor's not doing that. Our mayors can't go start no war. Our mayors can't implement, just say the draft. We want to do the draft. I'm not saying it's coming, but let's just say the mayors can't implement that. So you have to be careful on who you voting for too, as your senators, as your governors, as your president, because we didn't vote for this.
When you say government to come in and possibly fix other government, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I think of is LA with their homeless population.
Mm-hmm.
They've had billions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Do I trust the state of California to go in and fix that up? No. Do I trust the Trump administration to go in and fix that up and get those people situated in a living condition proper for them? Fuck no. Look, the way I look at government is, at the best of times, it is a necessary evil. 99% of the time, most problems that you have are caused by the government, one way or another. Even this thing with Iran. Some people are saying, okay, prices are going to go up on your gas, on your groceries, on your X, Y, and Z. Hell, on your Amazon fucking packages that everyone's waiting on right now. Mm-hmm. Right? Where did that problem start? Government. I think the best thing you can ever do is to be as self-reliant as possible. And sometimes that's not really a good case, but sometimes you might have to just start looking at it like, okay, what is the government really supposed to do? Raise funds and spend them to make my life better. Well, how about I get a community together, raise funds, and we start using them on things that we actually need instead of asking government to do it. Some people's cases, that is a thing. In some people's cases, that is definitely not. But, I mean, just hard, honest truth.
But like I say, when you got a system as wicked like this, what you expect to really get out of it, though? Well, like you saying, will we expect government not to take our money and go do? Like I say, we tripping about how they spent 94 million. What about the 40 billion? That's a drop in the bucket. What Neely just squandered. That's a drop in the bucket. That's stuff billionaires piss.
Take a look at your national budget. In the trillions, 1.6 trillion, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's been going steadily up since any of us were knee high to a chair. It doesn't matter how old you are, right? You could be, hell, my grandparents' age. And the budget's been going up, and they are still in a deficit 99% of the time.
37 trillion in debt. That ain't telling me you've been spending good. That's been telling me that lets you know how much spent. And just on one president from, I think this one, Kerry and Bush was going through it. I'm going to go find it. I'll probably have it one day this week. When John Kerry told Bush he done spent from George Washington, and who was up to the latest one? Was it Clinton that he took over from?
Believe so. Let me look up the quote.
And that's how
That'd
much
be 2004, right?
Yeah, that's how much he done spent all of them together with this war over in the Middle East. And now we going back over there. I don't think we literally left, but I'm just saying, when do you is having a failed Middle East a good thing for America? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is having a failed state, is Iran being a failed state a good thing for America? Because they might. Go ahead.
It's not the video, but based on transcripts from the 2004 presidential debates and campaigns, there's no direct record of George Bush telling him that. However, Kerry heavily criticized his spending, particularly regarding the Iraq war costs. The exact phrase attributed to my question does not appear on the primary records, but he did say something to that effect. Kerry argued that $200 billion spent in Iraq could have been better used for domestic priorities like healthcare and education. Yeah, it doesn't look like he said it directly to Bush, but he might have said it on the campaign trail.
It could be. I remember
just to support your point.
Yeah, I remember him saying it. But that's the point that I'm making. He basically had a blank check. So when he showed, they said when it was gonna come back.
When I said community raise funds, Debbie right here, Debbie, and shouts out to the Color of Law Coalition, doing exactly that. Don't rely on the government to take care of you. Take care of yourself and your community around you, because government will always fuck it up, and they'll always raise your taxes and put you under. Well, guess what? Now you're one of the ones that needs help, that they're raising the taxes to help.
And the point I'm making, and what are we paying them for?
That one's a hard one because, mind you, it was a lot of political theater at the State of the Union. But according to half that room, giving them that money wasn't to support the interest of United States citizens. And the other half that room stood up just because someone told them to stand up. Who knows?
Damn, hold up. Okay, I was finna play this right here. I got a video.
From iHip News?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Give me a warning next time you put the Crypt Keeper up, dude.
Look, man, this is a lady. You gotta be his women's history. Well, go ahead. You gonna let me do this. Let me play. I got another video after this one.
All right.
MAGA sycophants are going to do everything, and I mean everything in their power, to suppress the vote and cheat. in the upcoming midterms. We're already seeing signs in Texas that it is a code blue alert. It is blue tsunami stuff happening down in the Lone Star State right now. The Democratic turnout is unbelievable. So the MAGA freakout is full blown right now. And an underreported story from the New Republic is giving us signs that we need to be taking this incredibly seriously. Seth, pop this up. The New Republic, Trump's ICE is quietly stockpiling weaponry, and it should alarm us all. So let's review here. He called Greg Abbott. Hey, I need for you to gerrymander. He's like, okay, no problem. He's already starting all of these things. But more than anything, Trump will always telegraph what his intentions are. Sometimes it's projection. He accuses the other side of doing what he wants to do. And from his State of the Union address, there was something that I want us to focus on that I didn't pay much attention to in my first analysis of the State of the Union. But this I really want us all to dive into. Seth, play the clip.
Introducing the Score Bet for Sunday, Monday, or any day that ends in Y. We're with you every game day with all the promos and...
Thank you.
Do it. Why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason. They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things. You almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated. And their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John.
Okay, I think when he said John, I think that's John Roberts, the Supreme Court Justice. And y'all may remember I had Senator Chris Murphy on a couple of days ago before the State of the Union address. And he said, don't get too excited about the tariff ruling from the Supreme Court because they'll probably do something like that. And then they will come in with something far more devastating, like voting stuff. So we have ICE that he's using in blue states right now, Minnesota, to test the waters. He is going to use ICE, who we now know, according to the New Republic, is stockpiling weapons. And I want you to think about the insanity of this. The federal government is stockpiling weapons to use against its own citizens. And the cheater, the guy who sent a mob to the Capitol to kill Mike Pence, a white Republican, Christian Republican. He sent a mob to kill Mike Pence, and he has the audacity to stand there and say they cheat. And then little Moses Mike Grinder Johnson stands up and claps like a little trained circus seal. I'm telling you guys, they are telegraphing what they're going to do. They are going to cheat. Every accusation is a confession. And so we, as the opposition party, must he's negotiable. So let's see what the Democrats are going to do about it. DCCC rakes in millions from Palantir lobbyists as protests target the company's ICE surveillance tools. Oh, so you're telling me Hakeem Jeffries, they're taking money from Palantir, Alex Karp, and Peter Thiel, the coked up billionaires that don't pay taxes, that want to dismantle American democracy, and our opposition party is taking money from Palantir and feeding it to other Democrats? Are you serious right now? I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it right now. Hakeem Jeffries is compromised and he needs to resign. Serious members of the Progressive Caucus have got to quit playing patty cake with this guy.
Who the hell is Palantir? I'm looking them up. I don't see too much on them except they're a technology company.
Yeah. But that's what I was saying, Hakeem Jeffrey. But when you got big corporations. What's up, Pastor Nicholas J. Gaddis? When you got big corporations, and I agree with you, Adam. When you got big corporations and they can give these people millions of dollars, what you think gonna happen?
I do got a counterpoint.
I'm not saying
too.
conscious they did or didn't. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying I just been pulling up different stuff. I was looking at it. Some of the stuff they was doing. Like I told you, I could have pulled up. No, just talking about this war that was going on.
I do have a counterpoint to her pointing out that ICE is buying weapons. ICE being a law enforcement agency, whereas the fucking IRS was stockpiling weapons in 2013. Your tax people buying literally millions of dollars in fucking rifles and ammunition and body armor. I don't know how dangerous taking people's tax returns is, but apparently it's dangerous enough that you need a rifle and some body armor.
I'm just looking at it like what Miss Gladys said, it's a uniparty. She doesn't lie. She haven't lied. And that was my thing with it. Like I said with Hakeem, I found that kind of strange. But I
Ashley
get it.
Uplett's President's Day sale is happening now.
I'm wise enough to say I get it. But to me, I didn't really like it when I'm seeing them up here playing the games like that. That's what really kind of threw me off with it. I'm like, damn, everybody playing the games, and they not. You know what I'm saying?
Do you expect them not to? Not to be crass, but government is $1 billion racket. Well, $1 trillion at this point in our history. Do you expect people are not going to wet their beaks when they get into it?
Well, but that's the problem. But
that is a problem.
That's the problem where we at right now.
And the fact is, even if you got into it for good reasons and good purposes, the fact that you had to compete with others who weren't and were on the take means that you had to be on the take to get into that seat, because getting into those seats isn't cheap. And grassroots, I'm sorry, anytime you hear a politician say grassroots movement, take a look at their campaign filings. Take a look at the PAC supporting, because there's always a PAC or 12, especially when you're on a large state level or on a federal level. You have to have millions of dollars to run those campaigns. And that's why I think everyone that gets elected is compromised. While I may have higher expectations for some, I'm still looking at them like they're all corrupt and crooked. They're all ants.
But that's the problem. Hey, Sheila, that's what I'm saying. That's the problem. Is you have millionaires that include both parties that are making decisions for average everyday American citizen. And that's the point that I'm making. You have every day.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't think no council today. Go ahead.
I thought there was council today. Last week it was on Wednesday.
Oh, so it is council today.
You know what? I'll look it up. But where was I? Oh yeah, I think it's AIPAC that started this. To receive their money, you sign a contract, right? Mm-hmm. That you will not vote against the interest of Israel. Mm-hmm. How many other PACs do something like that? If you receive our money, you will not vote against our interest.
But how can you be able to do that though? That should be against.
That is politicians not having the balls to test it, because as far as I understand, a civil contract, period, cannot excuse you into breaking the law. But you don't see any of these politicians getting sued by AIPAC. Why? Because they haven't decided to test it. Just like, let's just make up a PAC, American Trash Collectors Union. Mm-hmm. If they were to give money to someone and make them sign a contract, you will never, ever, ever do anything that will hurt our union. And they vote against something that will help their union. Okay, so now you've hurt the union. Do you really have the balls to take them to court? Like,
you ain't even got the money to do. Then y'all just see what they was finna give. Let me give y'all a little history lesson. Did y'all forget about what was his name? The actor that was running for something in Detroit. Remember
Hill Harper?
Hill Harper.
Mr. Harper.
Y'all forgot when
he was running for Senate.
No, remember they wanted him to challenge Rashida Tlaib, and they was willing to give him $20 million. And he came out allegedly. He came out and spoke out against it. Now go back and pull that up when Hill Harper came out and spoke that. Do you know when you battling against people who got money? Just go look at who buying up the news services around here. Hill Harper, thanks. Just go look at who buying up so you wondering why certain things you can't say on these platforms. When I was telling y'all, I do appreciate y'all supporting us, because you can't have it. You ain't gonna be able to have these conversations on certain things. I'm already knowing certain things. I'm already teetering on the edge on certain stuff. They're not gonna like this.
Nope, you are correct. According to Flint City Council Committee meeting schedule, cityofflint.com from WordPress, their next meeting is on the 4th, which I won't be here. I'll be in Lake City. Just giving you a heads up.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a thumbnail for it. Let me see, Miss T.
Ready for you.
I listen. I'm not saying who she being protected by or not. I'm just telling you what has went down. Let me explain this to you first. Let me go ahead.
I'll tack on at the back end of it.
Yeah, I'm not knocking nobody. Let me explain this to you. Let me just get this. You know what I'm saying? If she is being supported by him, I'm just telling you what had happened. They wanted Hill Harper to jump up in there. And I can show you some more videos on how they been talking. I'm not saying, but I look at all our politicians. That's why you can have people be paid off. Why you think we don't want, like when I said who you gonna get to who we gonna get in to do the testing? You don't think we got no billionaires live in Michigan? You don't think the governor or people who's behind her, they know people around the United States? You think can't nobody be paid off?
All right.
And you trying to do? Go ahead.
You know I'm not a fan of Miss Rashid.
Yeah.
Right. However, I am going to point this part out, backed by the Muslim Brotherhood. I don't think the Muslim Brotherhood, while giving you money, forces you to sign a contract. I haven't heard anything about it, that they will sue you if you do anything against the interest of another country. And for two, to call her out for being backed by them, you still have to call out other politicians that are backed by, say, I don't know, Christian fundamentalist, Christian nationalist, or somewhere in there, maybe Jewish nationalist, if there is such a fucking thing in the United States. Like, just because a group has a very small subset, I'm talking about Muslim Brotherhood, not anything else, but a very small subset that is very vocal and can get on my fucking nerves, doesn't mean I'm going to fucking sit there and point to them as a negative. I've got plenty other negatives in my personal repertoire about Miss Tlaib. Muslim Brotherhood isn't one of them.
And
that's
I'm
just personal feeling.
Listen, I agree with you. I like I said, I don't know. I'm just telling you what was did. I'm just telling you what was did. I'm just telling you how they, doing this what's name, because he came out and talked about it. Hill Harper had did a press conference about it. So I'm just saying. So, like I said, I'm just telling you what was reported. That's all I can tell you, Miss Tia. I'm not saying there ain't nobody. Yes, they doing business with them. I mean, I'm not gonna say the Muslim Brotherhood. I don't know about that. And let me clarify that. That's what you saying. I'm not saying they doing business with she doing business. And Gretchen Whitmer, I mean, if you on a global market, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be having to do with people who don't look like you, Miss Tia.
I mean, Gretchen's looking to start up a presidential run. Once again, I don't think she plans on winning. I think she plans on getting a big enough name and getting a cabinet position. But to do that, you need financial backing. She's for sale right now, right? She's like Amazon right now.
Go look.
She's willing to take money from anyone.
Go look how boxing. Who done took over boxing? What's the Sheik name? Because they got billions.
Isn't it one of the princes of the Principality of Saudi Arabia?
Then took over boxing. You understand who run boxing, Miss Tia?
How about we look into something even more dire?
Right.
The sale of, I believe it was Netflix to Paramount.
And who buying that up? No, go look who buying it. Which is
another, I mean, they own now, that same company that owns Paramount now owns pretty much all of your media outlets in the United States.
Well, who finna own? Ain't it the Ellises that's finna own it?
Yes.
Okay. They finna own. Then they finna own by what, a third of the United States.
Here's the absolute just most damnedest but hilarious thing to me. They're about to own the most liberal of news outlets and the most conservative of news outlets. So while everyone's bickering about news and who to watch and, this is the truth, it is one side approving every story.
It's facts.
Literally one group.
Remember, who was finna buy it at first? And then they just basically Netflix. Netflix walked away from it.
Was it Netflix that walked away? Let me look up ground news because I got a notification about it a couple days ago.
Yeah, I could pull up videos. They mad how they letting them.
Yeah, because they got undercut like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
I remember I got the notification in Walmart. Give me a second.
I'm telling you, I've been looking at it, but we not been saying nothing. I looked at all the people. Now you got Charlemagne the God crying that he done signed over Netflix.
Here we go. It's Warner Brothers that was bought. Netflix ditches deal for Warner Brothers Discovery after Paramount's offer is deemed superior. Yeah. So yeah, Paramount owns Warner Brothers now.
What up, Sarah P? What's all up under Warner Brothers? HBO. Man, it's so much stuff. Dude, like I said, they finna own over a third of the U.S. media, one family.
That's another reason why I don't watch mainstream media anymore. Any media. I literally get my entertainment media from other countries right now. Japan, Spain. Getting the dub sometimes fucking sucks, but it's a lot better than the same old recycled garbage you get here that's going to push a political narrative one way or another down your throat.
And that's the point I'm trying to make to Miss Tia once the man the Constitution and get these folks out of here.
You need 3/5, I believe.
Miss Tia.
You ain't gonna get it.
I know you. I you know what I'm saying? Listen, I don't understand. Like, do you understand these people have billions of dollars? They doing this business deal. Me and you ain't got no say so who can come in. I just want you to understand that it's the ones at the top who they pick and choose who they want in. So while you got thinking they doing this for you, no, you better wake up.
When it comes to a constitutional amendment, I hear people say, change the Constitution. Yeah. And this is not picking on you, Miss Tia, please understand. But getting 3/5 of all the state legislatures and Congress to agree to something is insane. It's impossible. You could have an amendment to add to the Bill of Rights that breathing is a human right, and you will not get 3/5. You will not get 3/5.
Man,
you could have it to be a human right just to exist in a space, and 3/5 will not agree.
I'm trying to tell you.
Hell, you could try doing it at the UN, and not even they'll agree at it. So, I mean, when people say the Constitution is a living document, they forgot that it died the second we became a very fucking partisan two-party system that you can't get them to agree what color the sky is.
We're a republic.
True enough. That also drives me nuts when people say, to defend our democracy, number one, we're a republic, a direct democracy. I think the largest direct democracy in the world is 2 million people. For all 380 million of us to have a direct vote on every law and every motion, you would never get anything done. That's just population-wise. If you talk about, actual area of mass, actual area of the country in terms of mileage and how spread apart everyone is, you would never get anything done.
That's the point. I'm telling y'all, I'm just looking at my phone. Let me see. Succession on HBO Max was a good series about this guy. No, it has, and I just started looking at it, Miss Deborah, the lovely Deborah Luna. I just started watching it. Even like I say, even with me watching, let's watch.
I'm not gonna block. I'm not gonna time you out, but I'm gonna ask you, like, hey, dude, you can come in here and give your opinion, but let's try to be respectful, right? Like, even I'm probably one of the more conservative folks that anyone on this platform is going to talk to. I ain't talking like that, right?
Oh, for sure. Now I get exactly what you're saying, concrete. Yeah, exactly.
And then a point out here, I just wish he, in this case, she referenced Trump, would write some legislation. No, write your Congress people. Write some Congress people like, hey, foreign nations should not have, American land. Okay, because the only thing Trump can do in terms of foreign nations owning American land, Trump, next president after him, whoever, is only land owned by the United States government being our national parks.
Hey, Swan, you could listen. You got the right to your own belief.
Just maybe not be so vulgar about it, right?
I mean,
I've got my own harsh opinions about the Iranians. That they used to send people to shoot at me, being Afghan vet myself. But no need to be so rough about it, dude. We try to keep a nice, friendly environment here, even though I smoke like a freight train and drink Red Bull like I'm addicted.
And this what I think Miss T is not understanding. Like she missing this part right here. United States is for sale as big corporations here in America cuts deals with foreign nations. Congress made it legal for those financial transactions with foreign nations. China owned Smithfield. Yeah, that's why I said if you was watching, what's my man's show again? Sylvester Stallone. I love that show, man. The King, Tulsa King.
Oh yeah.
Who you think was owning the weed farms in Oklahoma? Remember when the guy? It was the Chinese. But who?
And what's funny is that was a true story, and those marijuana farms are illegal as shit.
Yeah, but who allowed it to go down like that?
Oh man, that's your local governments, because your federal government was going, we're going to come in, we're going to round people up, and your local governments go, no, the fuck you ain't,
because
we
they
need
got
this money.
Yeah, they billions of dollars coming in. That's why I keep saying I found the article. It was put out by East Village Magazine by Paul Rozicki, trying to get even more residents to run. Think it is so there would be even bigger split votes. Who dies? This helps the mayor. Oh, okay. I seen that what you just sent me. She sent me it where they put it on Facebook. They want more people to run.
Yeah, I've seen a few posts like that. And in some ways I'm like, cool, go ahead and do it right now. Only reason being you might split some votes, but you're also diluting the voting pool toward his preferred candidates. The strongest ones will make it through the primary. And then you've got your twos.
But is it truly like that? I'm just trying to be honest. Is it really truly? Because when you look at the clerk office is compromised.
Mm-hmm.
Can you really say?
I said that thinking of an ideal world. I mean, if you have a dozen in the field, or if you only have 3 in the field, the clerk's office is still compromised. You're not really losing anything there, but making the clerk work harder.
That's the point.
Might as well make your life a living hell.
Listen, all these people that's running, we don't know who to trust. Let's be honest. We done seen it so many times. We put so much hope when these people get in these seats. And what happened when they get in these seats?
You get a Liddell Lewis or a Candace Machot or a Mayor Neely or you get someone that's just going to say, even if let's just imagine for a second Liddell was a great and fine, upstanding person before she took that second ward seat. This is La La Land. This is rainbows and lollipops and unicorns every fucking where. Money. I mean, hell, her voting for her own nonprofit kind of proves it. Hook, line, and sinker. Case in point, right? Money. And you finna go through this whole thing again. And I'm gonna say this, and let me say this, family, and I'm being honest. Let me be honest with y'all. You might get 2 or 3. That's gonna be fighting for you. But I put money. Let them billionaires. They're still getting money.
The ones before them said, listen, when Liddell and Kent, whatever, just say we get some new ones in. The ones, and I'm going to give you an example. Now, I don't know if that was the first ward person running. I can't prove it. I don't know if that was a candidate, but what was the regular person sitting up there talking to Mark for? From Ashley Capital. And I'm willing to bet that person was probably somebody running for council. Can't you see how people looking at people that's already ready to do business with Mark? Allegedly. Let me throw allegedly on there. Allegedly. You don't think Liddell, Leon in the first ward, You don't think what's the third ward councilwoman? They ain't showed y'all how to play the game. They already showed y'all what you do. All that little voting group right there, from the first ward, second ward, third ward, fourth ward to the seventh ward, already showed this what y'all do. Y'all get on council, this what can happen for y'all. They ain't got up on there and showed no example. And I gotta shout this out, family. Let me shout this out because I was watching Tariq Nasheed. He trying to do a fundraiser for Hidden Color 6. Guess who they made Hidden Color 6 from Flint? E-Maze. His picture gonna be in Hidden Color 6 for Tariq Nasheed, man. I need to shout out Tariq for that. That's he didn't put E-Maze in his Hidden Color 6 that's coming. It's in right now. You can go on there. He got a little it's what he got a trailer. Man, I was like, damn, E-Maze on that thing on Hidden Color 6 when they was talking about our politicians, like the ones who was fighting, and they put him on there as a fighter. Got E-Maze on there as the ones that's fighting, and we don't have them like that no more. No. And I like Tim Black. I'm gonna tell y'all, I've been watching Tim Black. That's why I pull a lot of this stuff. He don't cut no chase with it. I like Tim Black because he gonna cut it down the middle. But I'm just saying, for us, these politicians finna get in. I'm seeing the people that's running. I'm looking at it. It's just that when the ones before you showed you, Trevor, you can get paid, you don't think the next one's finna be eager to get in and get paid. Let's just be honest.
I mean, once you're on that throne, you got to hold your crown. Otherwise, you're going to lose your treasury, right? Everyone wants a shot at it.
No, but don't you listen, I ain't trying to be funny. To me, when I saw, like I say, I don't know if that was a candidate or not. Let me say that. But when I saw the camera, that the individual was sitting there with Mark, I was like, this person showing if they get in there, they ready to cut a deal. Because you got to go. It is not. I'm not trying to be funny. What was the people who got them a nonprofit? When Mark came in, listen, you can get a lawnmower.
Was it the Oak Park Association?
Oak Park. You know what I'm saying? And they came back to me. I'm looking at Oak Park like, what is y'all thought they wasn't coming back for more? You took the nonprofit. They gave you a way to get some money. They feel like they did. They deal. I don't think people understand it. Like,
get ready for another pencil written summons.
All I know is that Eric Mays, he gonna be in Hidden Color 6, Tariq Nasheed thing. I'm just saying he in the trailer. That's all I'm gonna tell you. He in the trailer. What I'm looking at, family. I'm just being honest with y'all. I'm not all the way, like I say, it's a little frustration, but I know war not good, man. And I'm not saying justifying it. It's not good. I done seen people come back. I'm looking at some homeless soldiers. You got homeless veterans out here. And it's just you're gonna send them and then don't protect them. That's what I got with the government. I got a big problem.
Here's the thing, dude. There are programs for us vets. The scary thing is, until very recently, I'm talking about last week, if you showed that you had any sort of problems with finances, or if you showed you had any sort of problems with behavioral health, the VA could come in and restrict your firearms rights, which to a lot of people, not a big deal. To me, kind of a big deal. They could also just become your fiduciary. In other words, they would take your disability money or your paycheck from your regular job. They would hold on to it, pay your bills, and then give you an allowance of your own money. And then they'd keep the rest. Not give it back to you once you're better. Not give it to you once you reach retirement age. They just keep it. And like a lot of vets were just avoiding help with or from the VA, being disability, being their injuries, being behavioral health, whatever, just because they didn't want to go down that route. Until very recently, I'm talking like when the entire controversy of them possibly reducing compensation rates for medication, reducing your like whatever your compensation was for. In my case, it'd be my back, right? Mm-hmm. If I took say Vicodin and it helped me with my back, they could have reduced my compensation rate. They just repealed that rule, but that entire time that controversy was going on is the same time they're getting rid of the fiduciary thing. The only time they can do that now is if you prove to be mentally unsound to the point like you think dragons are real.
Got you. But you shouldn't have to when you did this. To me, if you go serve the military, you done did one of the greatest sacrifices in the country that you can go do. But I'm saying to them, but to me, it's like, listen, you didn't put it on the line, didn't say no, I'm not. Go ahead. I give you kudos for that. But far as like how they just doing it, them days is over with. And I know and we waking up, but I'm just saying, but when the people of Flint gonna wake up and realize ain't none of these politicians is doing nothing for you.
Mm.
And that's my thing. I don't think they understand that. Like you begging, like right now, listen, we want Miss Biggs up in there. You know, at least somebody gonna fight for you. But I'm willing to bet, even if you get out on there, they gonna find. Listen, these people know how to will and did. Ashley Capital, they ain't a Fortune 500 company for nothing. They business. This ain't their first rodeo. But you know, most of them people who first wrote. Now, I would say this. Now, the next ones coming in probably won't be going for lawnmowers and $1,500 in candy. And,
no, they know that the money game's real. Like that was chump change. They're looking for cars.
They people gonna look. People gonna look and see the mayor like, hey man, that check register you was giving Leon 30, 40 allegedly.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to go to my email while we're on and see
30,
next
40.
request because I did put in that FOIA request.
For sure. They're going to look at
GoFundMe still open for that, by the way.
It's still going?
Yeah.
You ain't got to tell me. I believe you.
Next request is what I'm looking for, though. Next request.
That's what I'm saying. So when you looking at these nonprofits, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying nonprofits that bad. I just think the people who getting it, who probably doing it, they just it's a way for them to come up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them just using because you shouldn't have to keep doing the same thing over and over and over. I agree with you, Miss Tia.
Yeah, it's all about who can weave some symbolism into their campaign posters and who has the pretty speech. And man, how about you just show me your track record, right? If you show me that you only show up for a fucking camera, if you show me that you're only part of an organization for whatever political gain or glam you can get from it, whatever X, Y, and Z, whatever spotlight you can get, I don't want you in that office because you're going to do the same thing and try to move on up. Whereas if you show me that you work your ass off, say like a certain almost kind of sort of older than 22-year-old woman who's run for council a few times and gotten a couple recalls done. She didn't have to be in a seat to get some shit done for people. Hell, you can just see her work with the Color of Law Coalition right now. That's the type of person I'm looking at.
For sure. That's the point that I'm making.
I put one in as well. Wentis. We'll see what we get.
You did for nonprofits, right?
I went for the check registry as a whole. Got you. I want to know every fucking name on there because some people were saying that if you check the check registry,
I feel you on
some of the names related to nonprofits. So like someone's wife or cousin or brother is on the check registry.
Gotcha.
So I want the whole thing so I can just skim through it. I want to see who's who and who's where.
And I do feel like we need more oversight. But I do feel like the people need to wake up. And I don't want people look, man, I don't care if you like me or not, but I don't think you did a hell of a job. Like I don't think Candace should be elected back to the 7th Ward. I don't think LaShawn should be elected. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the Leon shouldn't be in the 3rd Ward. I think Liddell, but we know Liddell gone because as you can see now, she ain't making no more press conferences. So the mayor ain't putting no money behind. You just got to see if the people with the money in Flint is quit putting money behind her.
I can tell you that LaShawn definitely watched us because she changed up how she dressed a little bit from the knocks I was taking at her to the wonderful things that Wentis was saying about her. Saying
she
that
keeps showing up for Wentis' job, allegedly.
Wentis, are you teaching her how to, not dress like she's going to a bukkake session?
She's going to kill you. But,
what? I don't think Wentis is because I know Wentis, she'll set her straight on not looking like she's ready to get spilled chocolate ice cream on her.
No, Miss
plastic wrap.
No, Miss Tia, they don't want that check registry out, especially after that That lady came in with that Pooh Shiesty mask on and told Winters to check the check registry. They really went there. They when they did that, and then we find it. But you know what I find strange, man? I was just watching something. Hot damn it, Trevor. It made that ain't just going on in Flint. And they're talking about how the politician is using the money and stuff and doing other things. Man, I was watching something. I'm gonna get back and get it. Where they were showing in DC where these dudes, how they been spending money. They talk about how they were saying they was taking they side chicks out to they was doing this, giving them jobs. Like, this ain't nothing new, but it's people starting to get caught. So I kind of understand why that lady, whoever had that Pooh Shiesty mask on, I thought it was Dr. Weaver, allegedly. I thought it was. I'm just saying. She had a Pooh Shiesty mask on. And for that person to come to Winter's job with a full Pooh Shiesty mask on, like she was coming in to rob it, and I told y'all, I would have called the police on them because I'd have thought we was getting robbed. And she would have been mad, but I'd at least knew if it was Dr. Weaver or not.
Yeah, no. So, real quick anecdote as to what happened to me this weekend. My neighbor had a little bonfire. He didn't put it out properly. Next day, wind picked up, a spark kicked over, set about an acre of his land on fire. My dogs start barking. I think finally trash collectors come. I look out. There's fire department. I go out there, check on them. They're like, "Oh, hey, do you go to Live Oak City Council?" I'm like, "No, why?" They're like, "Huh. Okay, well, we just want to let people know that there's some corruption going on there." And these are firefighters telling me. They don't know who the hell I am. They don't know what the hell I do. But they're just telling everyone. I'm like, okay, so Flint isn't special. It's got the same shit happening here that Flint does, but I'm going to go check it out and see how bad they're doing over in Live Oak.
Because most people don't, just be honest, Trevor, we don't. Listen,
no
man,
one
if
pays
I wouldn't have
attention
went
to
down
local
there,
government.
if I wouldn't have went down, started hanging down in city council about 2017, I wouldn't have knew. Like I said, man, my cousins, we was coming down there before I even started doing this. We was coming back in 2017. Really toward the end of 2016, going into 17, we would be popping in. Being honest with you. This is why I don't be listening to with me getting in and I'm seeing what's going on. I'm like, damn, it started making you looking at everything. That's how I'm looking at it. Like I said, I would just look, but we let that slide. And I hope that the next ones come in. Y'all got to look at Liddell don't care about corruption. Candace don't either. They don't care about it. That's why they can sit up here.
They do and they don't. They care if they think someone else is being corrupt, that they can use it on them because that's money that they're not getting. When it's corruption that benefits them, they don't care.
No, because just think about it. They didn't care about the DDA board. Didn't they pay that money? They pushed that through. Did they care about this housing thing? Only reason Liddell mad right now because she's not in favor with the mayor. If she was favored with the mayor,
it'd all be good.
Yeah.
But now it's corruption that's not really benefiting her. She's angry.
Yeah. But all of them don't want to send that lady at the housing commission. Now they all protect her up there on that vote. I'm not mad.
She must know something. Hey, maybe there is a Flint Epstein Island, Epstein Ranch.
I mean, listen.
That she knows something about because they are all fighting to keep her name out of the papers and keep her in good standing.
No, but this is when people just look at the school board president. If I did do, like I say, this is not what Mickey said. It was put out there allegedly that it could be some corruption on the school board. The people was taking kickback. This ain't what Mickey said. Then you got the school board president coming back. If I'm wrong, she gonna sue the other person. But if she right, if the other person wrong, she gonna sue her for defamation. But if she right, but if she did do wrong, oh well. Like, who the hell get to say, oh well?
This is one of the times I'm very glad we don't have Japanese defamation laws. Because if you say something, even if it's true and it hurts someone's reputation or business, they can still sue you. I'm like, thank God we're in the United States.
No, but this would have happened at the school board meeting. They got called out.
That's what I'm saying. If it comes out to be true and it hurts her business or reputation, she could still sue as compared to,
Got you. Because I'm just saying, now this ain't what that's why I came out. This was the trustee, Melanie Relaford from the school board, calling out the president. I'm just saying, when you see this type of stuff going on, And only thing that would make it, like I say, I'm not saying who right and who wrong, but I can look at the work and see what the school board doing, who over control of it. I mean, you're the president, Joyce, so we got to call you out. When you looking at, you got kids graduating read at a 3rd or 4th grade level, and you study getting all these programs, like where's the return at on the buck? Like, if we bring in these programs saying this supposed to be an improvement, this how it's going to help. Because I was at one of them meetings when they said this was going to help. I want to know. I'm like Trustee Melanie Relaford right now. Okay, well, what's the percentage that got help? Then if we hearing about allegedly, this ain't nothing what Mickey said, the school board needs age limits. Surely do. They surely do. And you know what, Winters, you may be right on something. That just shows you that they all have communication with the mayor's office. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to, only ones I seen in public really go at each other, I got to be honest, was the tie-in and the mayor. And, and Art and the mayor would talk their little junk to each other. But Flint too small where everybody don't see each other. I'm pretty sure everybody got to pass the mayor sooner or later. I'm pretty sure he might have tried to reach out, but I don't know. He might be nasty. The doors that was once open for certain ones might not be open. But if you a council person, you're going to have to deal with the mayor. We just don't understand the game. Like, we be thinking like you can do a person that you get mad that you don't got to deal with out in public. Like, I just cut them off. No, you have to really help your ward. You have to really help, huh?
Looking at Denise's comment right now, and this is I read it and I went sideways with it, right? Seeing the Latinx community being called the Latinx community in Flint, it makes me think that they're pandering to white people, a very specific subset of liberal white women with rainbow colored hair.
I get what you're saying.
Because like these folks are willing to change their entire cultural identity to make a nonprofit and community center, and they're getting a lot of money for it. Just saying. It strikes me as odd.
But you have to go look at that too. Then it's a voting base they got. Let's be honest now. We know, and you was told by then the president, Joe Biden, you need to link up with the Latino community. Now, I know what he told the blacks. So
did he tell the Latino community that too?
No, he told the blacks we need to link up. He told it to, matter of fact, it was to the so-called leaders they pick, Al Sharpton and all of them. So he told them because they feel them the ones that can get the people gathered up. You understand, these people get put up. But I get it. If they did bend that way to them, is they wrong? Because you know what they probably asking them is y'all gonna vote for us. Now, it's not they gonna do it for nothing. Now, it's gotta be a reason. They looking at a voting base. That's why I'm more mad, like looking at us, like what are we gonna do at the end of the day? Like, what is the blacks gonna do in the city of Flint? Why we don't have us a black X building did. I'm just being honest. I don't see nothing wrong for people doing what they supposed to do. You do supposed to help your community. I'm not gonna knock that. Everyone do it. We the only ones who don't do it. And that's my only thing. But if they is, hey, shout out to Latinx for knowing what they doing. It's politicking. You know what I'm saying?
What interpersonal
shout out
play is, right? Like,
yeah.
Hell, they're playing the game the way that it was made. They picked up Monopoly, read the rules, and go, okay, let's go.
Yeah, hey, Katie Saban, you might be on to something. Blacks and poor whites are history. I mean, listen, you might be on to something. I don't, like I say, I watch it. I just try to sit back and be like, let's see how far this finna go. Like, I'm not mad about it. Like, what you gotta go do. Believe that. I might have came on strong, but this is what I'm saying. Shit. I'm so heated because we got so much stuff going on here and that we can't get together. We don't have no protocols when your governor not acting right. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no protocols toward big people with billion. Listen, go watch that movie, Total Recall.
Is it Total Recall?
Time Cop. With my man in it, not the late one. The one that just came out, the old one, where Jean-Claude Van Damme was young. Go watch Time Cop with him. I think because I was a kid. That came out in the 90s. Go see when my man be traveling back in time. It was about, and he was going back in the future because it was about money. He was like, I'm finna be a billionaire. Do you know I can buy my own election? Money gonna rule. And what are we seeing now? What they was talking back then, you seeing this now with big businesses basically picking. Well, it ain't never been, it ain't never like this ain't been the same. But you seeing the billionaires and millionaires, and when is the regular folks gonna wake up? I'm not saying you got to know how to do business, but we don't know how to do business. Business is warfare. That's why when you look in our communities, we don't own no stores. We don't own nothing in our communities. So when people study saying who doing it, go back and look who is allowing it to go down. We don't own no tire shops. We don't own none of this. We can't cry and say some of it's our fault, but some other people got to take some blame too. Hey, Debbie Clark, what's wrong with having one? If you're gonna be, what's wrong with it? I don't see nothing wrong with it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Everybody got their own right now. Let's be honest. I'm not mad at Latinx for them doing something. They should want to do something for themselves. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I will never knock no people for not doing nothing for themselves. And let's just be honest. I would never knock them. I think that you do need to have things in your neighborhood and your community that will help your community. And that's just my humble opinion.
Like, just be honest with it is all I'll ask about it. Like, hey, is this for your community? Mm-hmm. Okay. Don't sit there and say, oh, it's for this project and this project. You never do those projects, but you see other things getting done. Like, yeah, that pisses me off. Just be straight up about what you're doing with the money. Now, I mean, you're going to run into some problems if you make an organization like a White X or whatever that's specifically targeted toward white folks. People are going to call you racist. I mean, but deal with what you're going to deal with if you bring it up, if you make it like, I mean, hell, I'm pretty sure the Latinx community got a lot of hate and hell for being a mainly Latino community, doing things for a Latino community. Oh, you blocked us out. That's wrong. That's racist. That's xenophobic, whatever. You're just going to have to fucking deal with it.
But is it really? Let's be honest. Is it really? Because like we'd have people come on here and say, listen, hey, I went to Latinx. They didn't give me no water. Mm-hmm. How many people? I done seen that in the chat. Really, they came.
You told them about it. You said it is called Latinx, right?
For a reason.
But there are some groups that they're going to sit there and pick and choose about it. Oh, you're not helping my people. Well, it's named this people's name for a reason. You're going to be called a racist, though. I mean, white, black, Asian. If you're not helping another community, you're being exclusive. But then again, it's just a word. As long as you aren't running around with a fucking hood or a Confederate flag or, dropping some racial epithets and just support your community, it should be something that rolls off your back. Don't fly, let it, or don't apply, let it fly.
Do we have Mexican town down in Detroit? Do we have Greek town down in Detroit? I'm just saying, since they want to go, do we have a Chinatown in California? I'm just saying. Don't
there's a lot of Chinatowns in California. Which city you want to talk about? San Francisco, LA, San Diego?
You're gonna get that when you got mostly the predominantly. People gonna do that. It's like we got. Listen, just like right now, I had to realize we got some Cuban restaurants here. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. Like, I
damn good Cubano restaurants.
Yes, but that's is what they're gonna have to cater to them. They got Arab grocery store. I mean, Arab little stores, little grocery stores.
You got a Korean market on Corona.
Right. Because I roll by it. That's what I'm saying. This is the new world that we living in. Just like you got over there in the Middle East, they got Burger King, McDonald's, KFC. You gonna do that when you doing business, when you have people who move in. Let me see what Mark Hutchinson said. Said, can't blame Latinx. Question, how much money do Martin Pettigrew, Harris, etc. pull out of Flint every Sunday and don't reinvest? The numbers staggering. This isn't the money to lend and build with. And I get I get exactly what you're saying. We're not tripping on. See, I'm not mad at people who gonna try to. What you say earlier, Trevor, we got to depend on ourselves. Ain't the Color of Law Coalition, ain't they out here feeding, out here doing? So can you be mad if more
taking care of itself? Don't worry about your government because they're always going to find a way to fuck you.
So,
your friends will help you.
So I'm guessing. I'm not for sure, Katie. Let me be honest with you. Remember, all Latin communities don't get along. We got to understand that. Like you have. I learned it from boxing when you got the Puerto Ricans in Mexico, then you got the Cubans. Like you have, listen, everybody come with their own. See, we just get here. We think everybody is cool. I'm just being honest. But am I mad for them doing something? I'm going back to what Trevor said. If we took care, meaning the city of Flint, if we took care of our own, we wouldn't really be having to. But I blame the mayor and the council and your state rep and your senators that's coming to represent you. Like they should be doing down there fighting. But
that's how I feel.
It should, but that's not how life is. We can say it should be like that, but that's not how it is. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? When we saying should we have a white X, we got plenty of things that you have to go to. That's already catered to the majority of the people. Like what you think Myers is, what you think a Walmart is, what you think a Sam's is, what you think Costco is, what you think when you go into Applebee's or when you go into Red Lobster or when you going. See, a lot of this stuff is not black owned that I'm naming. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying, yeah, the stores. I'm just look who own the stores. Look who own the stores in the community. Now, I do feel like I could say that you would think that with all the different in Flint, you would think it should be some black-owned stores. It should be some, you know what I'm saying, to cater to their communities. I'm not knocking none of them, but I give you kudos for what you and the Color of Law Coalition. I wish y'all would have way more support than what y'all getting. But I wish y'all had a nonprofit where y'all would be getting money in. Hell, I wish some of y'all that's in there would be running. I'm not happy with the Councilwoman Tanya Burns not running back for that 6th ward. I'm gonna be honest with you. Much as we get into it, go out back and forth, I'm not happy with her not running. Much as I disagree with JWC on how she voted on the housing thing, I'm not happy with JWC stepping away. To be honest with you, much as flack as we give Double J, I'm not happy to see Jonathan leaving. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not happy to see Jonathan leaving. I'm not happy to see Dennis calling it quits. At least I got somebody to argue with. I'm not happy. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I understand. What all good things do end up coming to an end. It's coming, but coming in with new people. Do you think I want to see this mayor take advantage of some more people and play the residents again? Hell no. But this is where we at right now, family. We stuck in a situation where we finna see this whole thing, and we praying that some people gonna come in and do right. And all I'm saying, they gonna come in and be made by humbug. Let me just say it like that. I'm seeing a lot of people. I'm seeing people still trying to use that maze to get elected. I see it already in the plague book. I just don't see. I know you seen it because you on social media. I ain't said nothing. I ain't said. But have people really ever understood that when the person leave, how the companions be? They be the people that be usually rolling with the greats. They never turn. They usually turn out and be weak.
Yeah, and then when the great either moves on or passes away, they try to become the great, and they become someone else's lackey. Like,
it's like
they never move up the ladder. Either you're great or you're not.
Right. You never see them, but it'll always be somebody they don't see to come up. and get it. It's always the ones that was running be like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this.
Like that's just the big deal of it, right? Like I can think of two people right now off the top of my head, not saying names because one of them constantly threatens to sue us and the other one I don't want to get in a verbal altercation with. But I know that Eric Mays' name is going to be coming out of their mouth about more often than their own name.
Man, listen,
I can guarantee you neither one is, if somehow elected, mind you, big somehow there. If they are somehow elected, they will not be anywhere near an Eric Mays. Hell, they won't even be at Eva Worthing. That's just the truth of it.
I don't know why, Deborah Luna, why they named it that. You have to, Latinx, the name is to identify.
To pander to white people. Look, only white people call the Latino community Latinx. It drives me fucking nuts. Like I said, I grew up on the border. I just messaged my hometown's mayor, Jose Grijalva. And I remember when people started coming out with Latinx, he said, stop bastardizing my language, you white heathens. So, yeah, name it Latinx either because A, one of them was white and decided, yeah, I'm going to have my say on this, or pander to white people.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to say because it happens with the blacks too. So it's a lot of pandering. We seen that with this mayor. I'm going to say this, Miss Constance. If Art and Big, they might be the only ones who get on there, and they're going to be catching hell from the other 7. I'm telling you, the system going to allow them. You think they finna let them come up here and mess up how they been doing? And we done already got the playbook going.
Look, the playbook is so well known at this point that you can't do anything against it except for take the coaches out. How are you going to take the coaches out? These folks have millions of dollars, and they make sure other people break the law for them. So you're not arresting them. You're not taking their money. What are you going to do? You're going to try to write an ordinance that they're just going to work around? You might buy yourself 6 months reprieve because these folks can hire the best lawyer. They could resurrect if it came down to them getting arrested. They could resurrect O.J. Simpson's legal team.
Sure the fuck would.
If it came down to civil cases, they could go and buy Johnny Depp's fucking lawyer from the Amber Heard case. And you're not getting him in court. You're not binding him up. You're buying yourself 6 months at best.
And that's what I'm saying. Do you understand? They can sit up there. They can have the court system step in. Then you hear what Maurice Davis said. If we didn't sign this, we was going to jail. See, the government will use a form of intimidation on you.
Yeah.
And it's easy to scare a person.
A monopoly on violence.
Right. And they'll tell you, we finna send your ass to jail. We can do it. And then you can be locked up and said, I ain't did nothing. Do you understand that there's the type of, that's what I'm saying. If you get a person that can come in, I'm scared that the company might come in and be like, nope, the water's straight. You think they're going to go against the program? They already probably got a thing on Flint. Hey, then we just sit up and show, well, we didn't show, but I'll probably show, I don't know, tomorrow or something, about the Ellisons that they buying up the news.
You and I spoke about that
that's what I'm talking about.
They bought just fucking everything.
And bought it up. So if you don't think your media finna be controlled, and that's just like here, if they don't want this stuff out of box, why you think a person in California can say, we thought the Flint water was fixed? People down in New Mexico, we thought the water was fixed. In South Dakota, North Dakota, we thought Flint water was fixed.
Hey, let's just ask Google and its AI.
Run it back.
After $400 million in state and federal spending, Flint has secured a clean water source, distributed filters to all who want them, and laid modern, safe copper pipes to nearly every home in the city, according to Wikipedia and Google's AI. You could look it up now and you will be told what to think.
That's the point that I'm making. Not even done. They can put a shutdown. Listen, when y'all dealing with people who got millions of dollars, probably billions, you dealing with a government. They will make this stuff not get out. You can have, listen, like I told y'all, Charlemagne and God them got their wake-up call. Now they on Netflix. They thought they was going to be able to do it. They took that money. She said, I'm just referring to the building. Okay. Well, Trev, you got any other words you got to say, man? I gotta go.
It seems like Google's been listening to us, though. Did Flint, Michigan's water ever get fixed? AI overview. While officials declare Flint's water system meets federal safety standards after extensive lead pipe replacement, many residents still distrust the water and use filters due to a lasting concerns about the crisis, even after the city finished its massive pipe replacement project in mid-2025. The city's water tests consistently show low lead levels below EPA's action limit, but lingering issues, including some missed lead lines, fuel skepticism, and long-term health impacts on residents remain a significant challenge. What's fixed technically, using my words? I love it.
Break it down. Technically. And they say it was done in 25, right? And didn't the state take over in 25?
And didn't we also see Eagle say, no, it's not done?
Yeah, like I tell you, it's so that, listen.
I mean, lead pipe replacement. Nearly 11,000 lead service lines were replaced, a process completed in 2025, fulfilling a major court settlement. Water quality. The city switched back to the Detroit water system, adding corrosion inhibitors, and recent tests show lead levels well below the federal action level of 15 parts per billion. Emergency orders have been lifted. The EPA lifted an emergency order acknowledging significant processes. Why distrust lingers? Missed pipes, long-term harm, not fixed settlement. Many residents, like activist Melissa Mays, feel the crisis isn't truly over and that proper remediation is incomplete, with some still relying on bottled water for drinking or cooking.
As they should.
No, AI might be created by humans. It is programmed by humans, and we don't have a proper AI yet. These are large learning models. So it takes and skims as much as put out there on the internet and then compresses it.
It's just,
this is what's been put out there by your city government, your state government, your federal government, and then a whole bunch of pundits around the country, around the internet, that don't live in Flint and don't know a fucking thing.
It's terrible, man. It's terrible. Well, anyway, family, I appreciate y'all for staying with us as we rode this rocky ship and smooth it on out. You got any words you got to say, Trevor?
No, that was it. I just might as well end it on that. But it does feel nice that Google is listening to me, because that technically in there.
Yeah. I'm watching a lot of people that's watching what we saying, though, because I'm watching other platforms using it a lot. I know they've been watching the show. I done caught stuff in the recall that popped up on other platforms, the Nightly Nip. I didn't even watch Black Watch. I'm like, damn, they just, but I ain't mad, you know.
It's a shout out, right? Like, call out your source. That's all we ask.
And hey, I know you've been watching Black Watch. That's all I'm gonna say.
And if I catch you, I take something from your podcast, I'm definitely going to say that where I got it from. Just saying.
Oh, yeah, I'm still in nonsense. They doing it. Hey, listen, when they say when in Rome, do as the Romans do. Since they stealing stuff, watch me now.
I'm not about to go fight no lion.
No, I'm just talking junk, but I'm having fun. Yeah, I'm just having fun. I like it, though. I think it's something people starting to notice it. That's how I look at it. But peace, family.
Later.